Will the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas tolerate that sort of treatment? Never, ever again. Get it out of your head. We're beyond that now. What happened last night to you, PLP, that is a warning to every single politician who ever dares to poke his head up out of his hole. Don't you dare treat us that way. For 40 years, Perry Christie held that Centerville seat, and it looks like it did 40 years ago. How dare you treat those people that way? They reject you, and you got what you deserve. I talked about West End and Bimini. For years, you neglected those people. They sent you packing, and you got what you deserve. And I hope you learn from it, and I hope the PLP excommunicates you people and gets back to being a progressive movement that's about empowering people, not leaving them to squander in friggin' ghettos all over this Commonwealth. You people are a disgrace. I hope it hurts. $1 billion in VAT, you couldn't tell us where the money went. You raised our national debt by $2 billion. You thought people were so stupid that you could insult them. Have your cabinet ministers in naked self-dealing, enriching themselves through their personal connections, through their cabinet positions. And everybody was just going to go around and say, that's fine. No problem. Sounds good. You thought you were going to let poison sit in their water, and they were going to drink it and bathe in it, and their businesses shut down. Everybody go, that's fine. That's good. You thought you were going to erect billboards about how many murders there were and blame squarely Hubert Ingram and Tommy Turnquest for the deaths of those people who were killed during that administration, and turn around while 600 plus people died on our streets through violence, and everyone was going to say, that's good, no problem, that's fine, get the hell out of here. Never again. Never again will we be treated this way. Never, ever again. This has been the worst administration in my lifetime. And I hope now you get the message that I'm not alone, and I never was alone, and the Bahamian people want to see the backs of you. The recounts going on today, the fighting for your seats that are going on, give it up. We don't want you there. You abused our trust. You misled us. You lied to us. You're a failure in office, of complete and utter failure. And nobody wants you there. Talk about safe seats. I told you. There's no such thing as a safe seat. Talk about base. I told you. There's no such thing as base. You think people care about that crap when they're starving? When you see old ladies in the store, you put VAT on them, put VAT on their health insurance, put VAT on everything they possibly could get. When you see the old lady hobbled over, having to put 2 tins of tuna back because she can't afford it because you put VAT on it, then you come and tell us something stupid like you spend on Defense Force boats, when you build no new schools, when you don't invest in your people. Your right to brag is about scholarships that you gave out. Get out of here and don't come back. The PLP has been nearly destroyed, and it is squarely on the shoulders of Perry Gladstone Christie. And in the rebuilding effort, he has no place. I would run them all out of that party. They took a party that brought majority rule Bahamians, that fought for women's suffrage, and they bastardized it. They turned it into a vehicle for corruption and self-dealing and lying to the people and making sure that nothing got done but what was important to them. I hope it hurts, and I hope we've seen the last of that crew in office. All of you, get out. You've been rejected. Nobody wants you. We're going to deal with Minnis and his crew now, and the scrutiny starts as soon as he's sworn in and his cabinet is appointed. You are a terrible government. You neglected our needs. You sat by while the power went out and did nothing about it, only because you were so concerned about your own self-interest and the interests of your friends. All you PLP supporters out there today, I hope it hurts. You deserve what you got. You knew this man was not fit to be there. You knew he was past his use-by date. And you supported him 10-1 over a real progressive like Alfred Sears. I hope it hurts. I hope it stings and it leaves a scar on your memory so that you'll never forget. You knew that the cabinet was washed up. You knew you should have purged and moved on. But you refused to, in your arrogance. I sincerely hope it hurts. I hope you take this loss and ponder over it for months and years. I hope the fools who were promulgating that it wasn't so bad, that everything's okay, the Bahamians like corruption, the Bahamians like slackness and non-performance. I hope all you fools are hurting today too. I hope all of you who've been sucking up, getting government jobs off their teeth, watching them do nonsense, I hope you're hurting today too, because you knew better. And you refuse to speak up, and you refuse to stand up for it. You talk show hosts out there who call my name, who say stupid stuff about me, you're dependent on the government for your livelihood. I hope it hurts. And I hope you got a job lined up. A disgrace is what you were in office. A failure. Never again will the Bahamian people put up with that. 40 years you were there, Perry Christie, and you left those people just like you met them. And it wasn't good enough for them, was it? They're uneducated and ignorant in the ghetto and poor and broke, and you thought you could shuffle through and give out contracts and jobs and everything would be fine. And they told you to go home. Go home and reflect on the 40 years that you spent not taking care of us, not watching out for us. Go home and reflect on the billions of dollars in taxpayer money that was squeezed out like blood from a stone. And reflect on how you failed us. Go home and figure out why Bahamians can't afford land in their own country, why they can't afford houses in their own country. Go home and figure out how your nonsense rhetoric on crime fell flat as people watch their sons and daughters die. Go home now and leave us be. And hang the legacy of the failed Progressive Liberal Party around your neck and pray that better men and women will come along and build it back up. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.